Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So today it's looking good. Uptober is still in play, and the Bitcoin bull market is just beginning. So let's talk about Bitcoin, where it's going, and everything else that's happening today. Let's do it. Let's do it. And welcome to another Market Open stream. All right. Welcome, guys. We're looking great this morning. We're starting out a day right now, 67.8, a little bit higher than last night. And what did I say? I draw these lines, and they're not random. I drew this yesterday for you guys. I said, what did I say yesterday? Next stop was going to be 68.2, right? I drew this yesterday. And where did we stop? Exactly at 68.2. See, I know what I'm doing. I know how to draw lines. So that's where we hit, earlier today. That is the next resistance. So we bounced off of there. Let's see if we can break that. Okay. We're having a hard time, but I do think we will test it again. And if we could break through that, next stop will be 69.5. Let's see if that can happen today. If we could break through the 68, we'll be at 69. And once we break through 69, guess where we will be? Of course, we will be in the magical 70,000 mark, and we haven't seen that since earlier this year, around the April time frame, right? And it's about damn time. We've been going sideways for far too long. Can today be the day? We're not that far off. We just need a little push, right? We have seen days where, we go up several thousand for no apparent reason. Can we see another day where we push up? Let's see. It's just the beginning. It can happen. All right. So the U.S. market today is mixed. Yesterday was actually a very bad day for tech. For U.S. market, it was just bad. Everything was selling off. Even the Bitcoin-related stocks were selling off. Let's see, today Coinbase and Microstrategy starting out really good. Mara is also very good. You could see almost 5%. NVIDIA is coming back. Yesterday, NVIDIA had a horrible day. And Microstrategy and Coinbase both had horrible days. Let's see if they bounce back today. I did see, this is random, but like Amazon is investing in nuclear power plants now. $500 million in like micro nuclear power plants or nuclear reactors, I should say, for their AWS, what is it? Their data centers. So that's how insane data centers are. And that's because everyone wants to increase their AI capacity and so forth. And that's kind of nuts if you think about it, right? That's how much power is needed to drive these data centers going forward. Anyways, this is a side note. All right, moving on. So as for Uptober, right? It is here. We're in the 42nd week. And it is one of the most bullish weeks for Bitcoin, right? We know this. It's not like history has to repeat, but like I always say, it tends to rhyme. And it tends to rhyme at the right times. And this is definitely one of those times. This is one of those weeks where Bitcoin does extremely well. And if we're following last year, well, then we have a lot of weeks to go. Last year, we had 8 consecutive weeks of up. And it just kept going and going and going and going. And we're following that. We're going to end the year quite tremendously good, right? So, and here's the thing. You look at it, last year, the week after this week is even better, right? So let's see what happens. But this year so far, off to a really good start. And so far, everything is aligning. All the numbers are supporting it. We're not just going up randomly, right? We're looking at all the conditions, everything, the fundamentals, the charts, everything that I've been saying for a long time and people have been ignoring, and the naysayers and the fudders, they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You say the same thing every day. Well, I mean, you know, I do, but but they're correct, you know? Here's an example. Open interest on the futures now hit all-time high. What does this mean? The big boys, the institutions, Wall Street, you know, they've been buying, and now it's very apparent that the FOMO is kicking in, right? They're the ones that's buying futures, not retail investors. It's not like the average Joes are FOMOing on CME futures. No, you know, retail doesn't care about futures. It's those Wall Street types, right? They are the ones that are buying futures. So that's why it's going up. The interest is going up. So all-time high, obviously, that's good. Hey, Grayscale. Grayscale, normally, their ETF, you only see outflows, right? For whatever reason, people hate Grayscale, or whatever, their parent company, sister company, I don't know. It's just really convoluted. They keep outflowing, but even they are seeing inflows now for 2 consecutive days. That's pretty positive. And you know what else is positive? Everything else. Yesterday wasn't a great day for most funds, but guess what? Larry Fink is like, you know, we're going to make it a great day. BlackRock themselves almost took in 300 million. So yesterday, net inflow 371 million. So you add the 3 days, yesterday, the day before, and Friday, you're looking at $1 billion worth of inflow. That's just 3 days. $1 billion, and it's only going to increase from here, right? It's not going to stop. It's going to keep on going. So all this adds up. Even though sometimes, again, I show you these inflows and the price doesn't go up. Sometimes the price goes down, right? Sometimes it seems like I talk about these things and it doesn't matter, but it does. Because there's only so much Bitcoin to go around, okay? There's only so many out there. And when you remove a large amount from the circulating supply, eventually there's an effect. It causes a toll and the price goes up. So you just have to be patient. But there is an effect, right? There is effect. So what we're seeing right now, obviously, the price is going up. It's causing more FOMO. It's causing the inflows to accelerate. And I do think we're seeing that effect. It's like a, you know, I don't know what you call it, but we're seeing that circulating effect, I guess. So I do think we're going to see more of this happen as we move further in October and November and December. We're going to see this accelerate. We're going to see the numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we'll drive the price higher. And you know what? I don't really need to talk about Michael Saylor and Microstrategy because we know how well they are doing, but you know what? It's hard to kind of not talk about them in a bull market because they're just killing it. They're absolutely killing it. So we just talk about them anyways. Yeah, 1,500% since 2020. Obviously outperforming everything in the S&P 500, even NVIDIA, which seems impossible. That's right. Even with NVIDIA and its hyper growth because of AI, because of all the chips that they're selling and every data center and every tech company buying every chip that they produce. And I just talked about Amazon buying, you know, getting into nuclear power because of AI and their data centers. Despite all that, MicroStrategy is still outperforming them because of their Bitcoin strategy, right? That's how amazing it is, because Michael Saylor embraced Bitcoin. That's it. That's all you need to do. Embrace Bitcoin. That's it. And I did say this earlier this week, or maybe last week. I said this last week, right? I just said this last week because on the left is a chart of MicroStrategy, and on the right is a chart of Bitcoin. And earlier this week, or last week, MicroStrategy broke through their March high. Now, they have retraced since then. But still, it's important because Wall Street pumped them up to the moon. They shattered through their March high. Bitcoin has not done that yet, but I did say MicroStrategy is kind of like a precursor to what Bitcoin is about to do, right? So they obviously broke through their previous high. So Bitcoin is just a matter of time. We do the same thing. We're not that far off. We're like 10% off. We're less than 10% off from breaking our previous high from March, right? So MicroStrategy did it. Bitcoin's going to do it. It's just a matter of time. In fact, we could do it by the end of this week. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We just need a little more push. So again, Saylor is leading the way with his company stock. We could see that this week, right? The similarities are uncanny. Looks very, very similar. Saylor could do a little more because he could keep borrowing money. He could keep borrowing money and buy more Bitcoin with it. So that's what Wall Street loves, right? You could do that with your own Bitcoin, but it's very dangerous. I don't suggest doing that. But that's why MicroStrategy has been doing so well, because he has the ability to borrow a lot of money, billions upon billions, to buy more Bitcoin with it. In a bear market, it's really, really risky, but in a bull market, it seems like it's a genius move. All right. Now, outside of that, we do have this one trickiness that came out of yesterday. Tesla is going to be reporting soon, right? And people are wondering what Elon is going to do, because Elon just moved all of their Bitcoin away from their one wallet. They shuffled like their like $800 million worth of Bitcoin into several different wallets. And we don't know why. Okay. Is it because they plan on selling, or they just want to store in different wallets? I don't know. I really don't know. It would be a stupid move if they did decide to sell now. I mean, even Elon is a genius. There's really no reason for them to sell right now. I mean, even if they took the profit, it's not going to really affect their balance sheet, their quarterly. I mean, it really wouldn't make that big of a difference. And even Elon, probably using even his own AI Grok, would know that we're in Uptober. We're going to start, we're in the most bullish cycle. I mean, we're moving into the fourth year of a bull cycle. I mean, why would he just at least not hold until 2025? Like, it would just be silly to be selling now. I don't know. But hopefully he does not. But if he does, it's not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, the market would eat it up. It would not be worse than, say, Germany selling everything. It would not be worse than, say, the U.S. government selling everything. But they do hold a lot, and, it would be quite sad if they do. But fingers crossed that they don't. I'm hoping that he does the opposite. I hope that Elon actually talked to Michael Saylor, and then he has actually some other good reason for shifting the wallets, and he's saying, you know what, we at Tesla, we support freedom. We hate fiat. We hate what governments are doing with fiat, we're going to support the Bitcoin strategy and we're going to start buying Bitcoin as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. Right. And he has said SpaceX also owns Bitcoin too. It's not just Tesla. So I'm hoping he just announces something great, like something really, really great, rather than sell it. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right. What else is there? Speaking of October, I guess we got 1 day left. It doesn't mean that it has to be the same day, but last year, we had a terrific, well, I guess it's the same day. Today's the 16th. Today's not the 15th. I know we're not starting out the day well right now. We're going down a little bit, but you know what? We have seen fake outs like this before we started climbing up. So we're starting out the day a little bit down. But you know what? If you look at last year, today was the day when Bitcoin went up 8%. 8% before a few days later, it went up like, I don't know how many percent. It went up way more than that. But let's see. Can we follow that pattern? Can we go up 8% and then follow it with like a 20%? But you know what? Like I said, it doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme. Last year, October was a really good year. Really good month. And I know almost all of you guys were around in October. Last October was pretty bad, right? I know most of you guys remember last year overall was pretty bad. We didn't move at all. Like the entire year, we were stuck below $30,000. We were stuck in a 20,000 zone for like the entire year. I was streaming, basically talking about how we would break through all-time high eventually. And I said that we would do so in 2024. And I said that when we were in our 20,000 zone and no one believed it. Until we hit October and we started moving up and we got some excitement. And October carried into November, carried into December, and carried into January, February, and March. And we carried into $73,000. Then people believed it, right? It started in October of 2023. So, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen this month. We started 2 days ago. We started climbing up. Let's see where we will end up by the end of this month. And let's see where we will end up by the end of this year. I still think we can see. I know we don't have a lot of time. We have 2 weeks left. But I think we have this momentum. We could still break through all-time high, possibly before the end of this week. By Sunday, by Sunday walk, we could still possibly see all-time high. We possibly can still see $80,000 by the end of this month. And we could possibly still see $100,000 by the end of this year. I don't think those are unreasonable, but you know what? Maybe I'm just too bullish. But I don't think those are unreasonable targets. All right, other things, just to cap off, we did break through that giant cup and handle. I did show you guys that. I drew that out for you guys. We have broke out of that. That is very, very positive. Here's another smaller look at that wedge, or you could call the handle part, or bullish flag, whatever you want to call it. We have broken out of that. We have retested it, and now we are on our way up. That's also very positive, right? So even from a chart perspective, we're looking good. We're looking very good. Outside of Bitcoin, let's see a few pieces of news. We got XRP ETFs coming up. A lot of people love XRP. So I don't know when that's coming, but yeah. And we might get Litecoin ETFs. You know, I don't know of anyone that wants Litecoin ETFs. Like, there's not one person on the planet that wants Litecoin ETFs. I don't even think Charlie Lee himself wants Litecoin ETFs. But the same issuer that filed for Ripple XRP ETF have filed for a Litecoin ETF. Anyways, just want to bring that up. And then yesterday, someone talked about this. Now there is a Bonk ETP, the world's first meme coin ETP. Again, why do you need a Bonk ETP? Why do you need a fund based on a meme coin? People that buy meme coins, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. You would just, you know, people that ape into memes, they would do so on Robinhood, on Coinbase. You know, you don't have people with their Fidelity, you know, 401ks aping into Bonk ETPs. You know, that doesn't make any sense. Whatever. I guess good for them, I guess. All right. That's about it. Let's see how Bitcoin recovers today. Can we hit that 68.2 mark and break through and head to 69? Or are we going to hover around here today, stay above 67? Let's see. I do think there are a lot of people, you know, the reason why I do think we see these like nasty drops, like what happened yesterday after I streamed, we had this nasty drop and then we recovered. And we're kind of seeing it here is because there's too many people that are throwing crazy longs right now, because obviously it's very bullish and people are just throwing like 20x, 50x, 100x longs. So I do think a lot of people are getting liquidated on the long side. So you got to be careful. Even though we know it's bullish season, you don't want to go crazy with your longs. You still can't get liquidated very easily. So if you're playing leverage, still do smaller amounts. I mean, you know, don't go crazy. If you want to go some longs, fine. But like, if you're going some crazy longs, you still can get liquidated very easily. I do think this has to do with people going too crazy and we're getting a long squeeze. So just be careful about that. That's all. Like, this obviously was just a way to drive people out of leverage. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see here. A lot of people, 4,500 people in here. A lot of people. Dimitri says, you don't talk about enough when to take profits. Well, I just don't think it's time to take profits yet. When we're above like 100K, I think that's when it's time to take profits. You know, there's no good strategy because it's different for everyone. For me, I think taking profits is when you see your cash pile diminish too much. Set a percentage of your total portfolio for cash and make sure you stick with it, right? As the rest of your portfolio goes up, your cash pile percentages go down. Make sure that you stay with that cash percentage. And that's the easiest way. So as everything goes up, start selling off. Make sure your cash stays the same. Easy as that. Joey West, we says, have a great day. I appreciate that. Same to you. George, we're almost at extreme greed. Current index is 73. Okay. Healthy millennial mom. What a name. Are there any top 100 coins you don't see getting back to their all-time high this cycle? I do think there are some. I mean, there are a lot that will, that I still don't like, but that they probably still will. But are there any that won't get to their all-time high? That's hard. I think everything will, but I think a lot of them won't be doing as well as their peers. Let's just put it that way. For example, Tezos, I don't think is going to do as well as their peers. I don't think EOS will be doing as well as their peers. Multiverse X won't do as well. Neo and Flare won't do as well. Gallo, Conflux, they won't do as well as their peers. You know, a lot of these other ones, like I think Jasmine, I think is okay. Polygon, I really hope they come back, but they're just really, really struggling. I can't even believe that Polygon has fallen to 72nd now. They were at like 20, 30 just like a few months ago. Now they have fallen to 72nd. Like, that's sad to see. But, you know, I think all these have a really good chance of coming back to their previous high. But a lot of these are going to be way stronger than others. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, because they have the old Polygon and the new Pole token. That's why. I'm like, man, how did it fall to 72nd? Damn, that scared me a little bit. I'm like, man, how did it fall? I didn't even see that. Did you hear about Neon EVM? Thoughts about it? It's like supported by the Solana guys, Solana Foundation. It's a way to it's a way for EVM developers to come aboard Solana. I did hear about it. I don't know if it's really necessary. People like to program on Solana using, you know, whatever language they use. I don't know if it's really necessary. Is it a good idea to buy BTC for paying taxes later? I don't get that. Why would you buy BTC for paying taxes later? I don't get that question. Yeah, I don't get it. Today, Dogecoin up 7% for no apparent reason. Right now, you know, a lot of alts are still down. It's almost like Bitcoin is sucking up the liquidity from the alts. Bitcoin dominance is going up, up, up through the roof right now, right? This is why I've always said, don't go too heavy into alts, right? The 50, 25, 25 rule, a lot of people tend to just go very heavy into alts. There will be periods where Bitcoin pumps so much, it actually sucks the liquidity out of the alts. We have seen that in previous periods, previous cycles. So you always have to make sure you have a good amount of Bitcoin. Or, you know, it sucks. Who will have more gains in 2025, Render or Near? I have no idea. Near's bigger market cap, so Render may have more gains, but I like Near better because it's a chain. Can you look at a Hoppy chart? It's a meme coin, so you don't need to look at charts for meme coins. They go up and down randomly. Altcoin Ace Live Crypto. I actually just talked about last night about off the grid. And it's doing very well. A lot of people are playing it. It's a very popular console game now. Doing very well. And like I said, it has the potential to bring millions of people into crypto. That's why, you know, I like games. I don't play it myself because I just don't have time anymore. But games can be absolutely huge for crypto. You just don't want to shove the Web3 elements in front of gamers. Just make great games and slowly, very slowly integrate Web3 features. I'm in the high tax bracket, so I'm putting away DCA tax money in BTC to pay for less taxes, since BTC will be up for when tax season comes. Yeah, Dimitri. No one thinks about it like that, but you can do that. I'm in a high tax bracket too, but no, that's not how you're supposed to do it. You have to save money away for your taxes. If you take that money and you go invest, and that investment goes down, then you're screwing yourself. So that's not what you're supposed to do. Jupiter to 20, I don't know. Yes, last night I said this. I'm not going to make any price predictions anymore. I'll just say it's going to be higher than where it is now. Daniel, generally, when do you think altcoin season will begin and end? Generally, it's toward the end of a cycle. Okay? And that will be sometime like Q4 of 2025. It'll start in Q4 in 2025 and it'll end in Q4 2025. That's when true altcoin season starts. But before then, it'll still go up. But that's when like you see the crazy like 10x happen within a single month or 2 months. That's usually when it happens. Yep, starting to come back. See, this right here, like I said, this is to just wipe out the longs. The only reason why that happened was to wipe out people that threw a 20, 25, 50x. Only reason why that happened. Why don't I stake my soul? I don't know. I just don't like staking. I like to keep things liquid for some reason. Okay, stock market is turning up. Coinbase still doing okay. Mara okay. Nvidia okay. MicroStrategy still recovering. I mean, it just shot up too much recently. It went up to like almost 230. It came down. It's still below 200. Apple in the red today. How serious is the XRP LTC ETF plan? It's serious. They filed it. Doesn't mean that SEC will allow it, but they filed the application. Are you going to join a watch party for Big Red's second horse race on Monday? Probably not. I was told about the first one, but probably not, if I'm being honest. But good for them to get involved with horse racing. How would you open a long on Sol at this point? You know what? Even on Jupiter, you could do that. But then you're paying a fee for opening the longs. That's what sucks. So if you open it too long, you end up paying a lot of fees. You could do so on the exchanges too, but I'm sure there are fees. They just like hide the fees. At MCT, my sister at JP Morgan is saying that companies are putting money into BTC because of the economic outlook on the US dollar. Debt to GDP ratio sucks. Inflation may start back up, and stock valuations at 150%. All those things are correct. I'm just surprised that companies are starting to realize that Bitcoin is an awesome store of value and hedge against inflation. These are things that Bitcoiners have been saying for years, but no one believed it. But now I think there's been a mental shift and people are actually starting to realize that, right? So if your sister at JP Morgan is actually saying that because her clients are now telling her that, that's a major shift, a mental shift from companies, right? And it's starting to become reality. These are things that Bitcoin guys have been saying since 2017. That just wasn't the case 7 years ago. No one was really thinking that, but now people are. And that's why this may be the cycle where it ends crypto winter. After 2025, we may not go down 80% anymore. We may just continue on forever. Like we have volatile times where we could still go down 20 or 30%, but we may not go down 80% like previous cycles because of all these companies and institutions that hold Bitcoin. They may just hold it forever. So this may be the cycle where we just keep on going. They call it super cycle. We may not have any drastic drops after this cycle anymore. Daniel, if you retire, you can only do it after Q4 next year. Well, we'll see. Brett, is Mexi your still go-to for leverage trade? No, because they implement KYC, so I don't actually use them anymore. I mostly use on BitUnix now. BitUnix is actually pretty good. They actually have a ton of pairs, so they're my go-to exchange. You know, I've been thinking about it a lot. Oh man, look at that. We're right back to 68,000. Look at this. You know, see, we're getting a lot of fake outs now, right? Like this was a major fake out right there. This was completely done to wipe out all leverage. This right here was another fake out to wipe out leverage. So let's see if we can break through 68.2. If we could break through this, 69.5 is our next stop. I hear WeX is not good. BitUnix is a relatively new exchange, but I know I've met the founders. I've been using them. They've been adding to their features. I actually really like them. BitUnix is good. TapBit is also very good as for exchange. So these are ones that I've been using. Hey, George, on a new ridgeline, can a start and stop be disabled or no? On the new cars, you can't disable any of them permanently. You always have to hit the button to like disable it every time you start the car. Manufacturers like do that. Even on my Ferrari, there's a stupid button I have to press every single time. You know, like it's just so stupid. Because they think it like saves gas, so they could like trick the EPA to have a better like fuel economy numbers. It's just really stupid. Stacks is doing okay today. A lot of the alts are still very weak today. Solana is okay, still like 155. Hasn't really moved. ETH has been going sideways for a few days. Yeah, ETH is still like quite off. ETH has been really weak actually. Sui, I told you guys a few days ago, right? When it topped out here, I told you guys it was going to come down. Like, it just needed a break. A lot of the guys who made a lot, the whales, probably going to take profits. So that's why it has been coming down. It looks like it may have settled here. I don't know if it's going to stay here for a while or it may go down even further. A lot of people were talking about Turbo. Turbo has been going up, but obviously a lot of profit taking from the top there. So it seems like I have settled down here, but I'd be careful. There could be a good chance it goes down here too. A lot of the memes have not been doing well recently. Coinbase is certainly coming back up. Coinbase getting back to their August number soon. If they could break through this, that'd be great. Bitcoin is actually outperforming almost everything right now. Omar says high carb, low fat diet for weight loss. Research it. That does not exist unless you're vegan. Which hardware wallet do you recommend? I still like Ledger, especially their new one. I got a Ledger Flex, which is their newest one, and it's actually pretty damn good. It's relatively cheap. Stacks, which is still hard to get, is really expensive. It's cool because it's magnetic and you can stack them on top of each other, but it's like $300 plus. Flex is actually a lot more affordable and it works almost the same way. So I still like Ledger. This is TradingView. Bubba. Placebo. Hoppy looks good right now. What are your thoughts? Don't ask me to chart a meme coin, man. There's no point of charting meme coins. All right, there we go. We just broke through 68. Okay, there we go. 68.1. Let's see. 68.2 coming up. There we go. Let's see if we can break through or we're going to come back down again. We hit it exactly. Let's see. Come on. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can hold above. Oh no, we can't hold above. My line drawing skills are impeccable. I just eyeballed it from a previous level and it's like perfect. Perfection right there. It would be nice to see some of these alts join in the fun, but they're not. Only Stacks is doing well today. Stacks is kind of coming back. 4%. Everything else is still kind of lagging today. Oh, there we go. Okay. If we could hit 69,500 today, that would be really awesome. That's the next level we want to see, like up here. Dustin, go get yourself a Kia Telluride. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's like watching, it's like placing a hamster inside a maze and like trying to watch it come out. It's kind of like that. It's like we got like thousands of people here trying to see if this candle could break out of that line. Maybe zoom in a little bit, make it more exciting. Zoom into a 30-second scale. All right, I think maybe we gotta call it here. It's getting a little boring. Anyways, it's been pretty good. So far, so good. 68,000. Can't really complain about that. If we could build upon this for the rest of today, if we can break above 68.2 and hold above and utilize it as support, then we're on our way, right? But so far, it looks like this is a tough resistance to break. I'm sure if we look at, there's probably a lot of sells. If you look at the order books, I'm sure there's a lot of sells placed there. But if we could crack this and utilize it as a support, that would be very, very good. And you know what? That could be happening soon. Very soon. All right, guys. Tonight, the big DCA night. Let's see where Bitcoin is. So make sure you tune in. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll see you guys tonight. All right. Have a good one. Take care. And since we have the very first XRP ETF coming, I feel compelled to show this very important message about XRP. So take a look.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.